If you don't know who Patriot Mobile is, they are an incredible mobile service when it comes to cell phone service. They are the only company that I've ever come across that actually puts the customer first, not the business first. And they are faith, family, and freedom oriented. So when it comes to them being America first, Christians, family first, that's who they represent, and they do it well.
Patriot Mobile. All right.
If you want to try out Patriot Mobile, you bring your own device. If you go to patriotmobile.com/NRP, so that's Nick's Right Podcast, NRP, you'll get your first month free. And I guarantee you'll be able to use the same cell phone towers that you're using now, but you'll actually have a higher importance when it comes to gaining your signal because you'll be right below first responders. You won't be low person on the totem pole when it comes to Spectrum. Man, I'm switching. Like, I'm tired of Spectrum. I can't do anything unless it's on Wi-Fi. And so every time that Wi-Fi doesn't work, I have to turn off the Wi-Fi, and then it just slows way down, even though it's on 5G ultra wideband or whatever it is. Spectrum sucks, dude. It sucks. Welcome to Nick's Right Podcast. We are remote today. We are not in the studio. We will get back to the studio as soon as possible. We're going to try to do this just really, really stripped down.
It's all experimental.
Yeah,
I'm trying to coax Nick through the process of doing this remotely.
Sure, because I'm the one that has to figure out my microphone. Yeah,
he's having a hard time.
Yeah,
don't talk over me.
I can talk over you all I want.
Over me. No,
because you're the one that likes to talk over me, and you know you like to do it whenever we're in public. So don't even start.
But not on the podcast. I'll do it in public. Sure.
Oh, and that's different from being on the podcast when we're in front of a public crowd. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. You just don't want to look like the bad guy in front of a public crowd. I
don't mind being the bad guy. Never
shut your mouth, Nick. So we've had a couple of videos from a previous episode that I wouldn't say it went viral. I would say it went semi-viral. Nick had a clip go about 101,000 views.
Everyone loved it. It was awesome. I got a lot of praise. People were just
we're gonna read some of those comments
falling all over themselves.
Nick's gonna eat those words. He just
and I'm gonna over 800 shares, man.
Yes,
that's a good sign.
It's probably higher than that now.
Positive sign.
Let's check that real quick. So I'm going to go to that. It's Nick's Right Podcast Clips because that's our Clips account. If you want to go follow that on TikTok, please do. Let's see. It's up to 101,000.7 views or 101.7 thousand views is how you say it. It has 885 saves. It's been shared 311 times. It has 318 comments and it has 3,422 likes. Oh, I can't hear you anymore, dude. You probably touched a button. No, there's a mute button that you probably touched. If you manhandled that mic, you probably hit the mute button. Did you do this? Did you grab it like this? Because there's a mute button. No, that didn't do anything. Wow. Did you unplug it somehow? I can't hear. You are completely mute. You probably.
How about that?
There it is. I don't know what you just touched.
That's so stupid. There's a light.
There's a mute button in there.
It's not a manhandle. It's a light. It's that light.
That's a button. See, you just muted it. That's a button. Yes, you manhandled it. You went like this, and you didn't know what you were doing.
Dude, if you think that's manhandling, you have no idea what manhandling actually is.
That's what it's considered, manhandling in technology, okay?
That's okay.
You just don't sit here and even I don't even touch my mic whenever we're talking. So just leave. Don't do that. Don't. It's not funny.
That's hilarious, dude. It's hilarious.
So we're trying to do this remotely, and we're going to talk about some of the comments that Nick's getting. Now, just to give everybody some context, because you know how Nick likes his context. This video...
Life is in the context. Conversations are in the context. Body language is context. Everything's context. I don't know why you have a problem with context, Nick.
Context of this video is Nick explaining 7 different reasons why...
Oh, God. That's already wrong. That's already wrong.
It's 7 different reasons why a liberal can't refute pro-life.
No, that's not what it was.
Or something like that. So you want to go ahead and explain it, like how you explained it in the video.
What I was trying to describe to people or explain to people, which made all of their heads explode and they couldn't handle, were the 7 traits of life. If you possess these 7 traits of life,
7 reasons. How is that different, Nick? It's the same thing, but go ahead. Because 7 traits of life.
Because a reason and a trait are defined differently.
Anyway.
And I can go into that if you'd like me to, Nick, but everybody would probably have their heads explode because I would be taking too long to explain something very fundamental.
Do it anyway. He'd do it anyway.
Yeah.
Do it anyway.
Right.
No, seriously, do it anyway.
Explain the difference between a reason and a trait?
No, explain the 7 traits.
The 7 traits are: you have to breathe in and breathe out in what is considered a gaseous exchange, right?
Okay.
Humans breathe in oxygen. We breathe out carbon dioxide.
Okay.
Trees breathe in carbon dioxide, breathe out oxygen. There's gaseous exchange. That's 2. You got to breathe in, breathe out, 2 traits of life. You have to consume something for energy. We consume food, right? Trees, let's say, consume soil or nutrients from the soil, right? Right. You have to excrete waste. We poop and pee. That's waste excretion. Okay. A single process. You have to be able to maintain your own homeostasis.
Okay.
For us, it's 98.6 degrees or close to. If you're not able to do that on your own, then it's not homeostasis. You're not alive. We have to be able to grow and reproduce.
Okay.
Right. We have, by nature, we have to grow and reproduce, and we have to be made out of cellular matter. The 7 traits of life, right there.
7 traits of life. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's not the 7 reasons for life.
We're conservative people. This is a podcast where it's a Gen Xer and an old millennial who are arguing about things. But right now, we're really into the political, and we both completely agree what life actually is and when life starts, which is at conception. And there's some other things we can talk about too. And my girlfriend that I'm dating right now has actually given me permission to give a scenario to you guys that. Well, it's still a controversy even amongst conservatives of like when conception or what you can use when it comes to like birth control and stuff like that. So this video, we were talking about pro-life and life starting at conception. But we're also Nick was giving an argument, as you just heard, and it took him, a millennia to be able to explain it.
That's a false overstatement. My only contention was that when the sperm cell
right
enters the egg cell, what is created once that genetic material is shared is a zygote. And a zygote, a single-celled organism, much like an amoeba or whatever, begins exhibiting all 7 of those traits.
Yes. Yeah, and you and I both agree on this. And I think that was a very unique argument. But we're going to read some funny comments. We're going to read some comments from some really evil is the only way I can explain them. Some really evil left-wing people, because there's some that they just blatantly said, well, we don't care if it's alive.
Well, that's the whole, that is what I'm trying to pigeonhole them into. They can no longer say it's not life. They can only say they don't care that it's life.
Right.
Okay. All right. Now we have a debate, a discussion.
Okay. So, I have to start with some that are my favorite because this is how I control Nick. The first comment, just as you come up with it, whenever you click on the comments, and it says, "Bro took 40 years just to get to the point."
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of false misinformation that often coincides with the left to hide the fact their heads are exploding. They just troll. They go to epithets and trolling.
Someone repeated exactly what I said, and they said, "You're losing me a little bit. Get to the point." And oh, by the way, the person who said that first one, 137 people liked that comment. And then here's another one. He said, he just put in quotations what I said. "You're losing me a little bit. Get to the point." And then someone replied to him saying, "Dead ass."
Yeah, I mean, to that, what my response would be is, get your binky and your little sippy cup and your blankie and take a nappy nap. And when you're wanted to come join us again, I will wake you up. So,
okay. Took him 40 years to get to the point, and his own point defeats him. That I don't agree with. I thought it was funny that he said 40 years. Let's see.
Science doesn't agree with that. Science hasn't agreed with that in generations. So
okay, so a girl named Sugar. We're probably
let's listen to what a girl named Sugar has
I think
to
she's
say.
actually been defending you on this. So because she has 18 replies. She said, I'm pro-life. However, a pro-choice person will accept it's alive, but also argue cancer cells are cellular life and don't see an issue killing it. That's what she said. She's basically saying your argument is flawed because you even are pointed out, like, I'm not trying to debunk the argument of, like, if they're trying to argue if it's alive or not. I'm trying to get them to admit they don't care that it's alive. Right?
Well, I think Sugar's correct on that point.
Yeah.
But cancer, as far as I understand, I'm not an MD nor a doctor, are dead cells that spread. They spread, die.
They're
Cells
dormant.
that are dead.
They're dormant. Yeah. Okay, so she had someone respond to her, which she kind of barked back, I think, because she was one of the first people who commented, and someone said, I'm always met with the, okay, well, if it's life, then why do you drink milk and eat meat? Aren't those animals alive too? They can't grasp the idea that humans are more valuable to each other than other species. And then she said, yeah, I always find that these arguments go religious for me once they ask me to explain why humans are more morally valuable than animals. Then it becomes a prove God existence debate. When prove God existence debate when I say humans are made in God's image, animals aren't. And of course, it continues to go. She's like 15 more. Like she goes back and forth with these people.
Well, let's address that real quick. I think you just pointed it out. People have more moral value than animals because of what she just said. We are made in God's image.
Right.
Right. But the reason I find that this 7 traits of life argument is so strong against the left is because it never considers God. It never brings God or morality.
It's a way to argue
or
without
religion.
Bringing something that they're like, well, I don't believe in God. So it takes an argument out of it is what it is.
You don't have to speak from authority, which they don't believe. You're speaking their language. Scientifically, science has proven that that is life now.
Okay, so here's another one. And this one got 10 replies. It only got 13 likes, so I have a feeling this is going to be good. It says, by that logic, we should care when we kill bacteria and single-celled organisms. That's their comment. So you know this is a lefty person.
Sure.
And then someone clapped back real quick and said, I think human, all caps human, life is the point here, not cellular life.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and then that person clapped back and said, I understand, but his argument is that the zygote exhibits life, therefore it must be preserved. But the logic would also say that any cells exhibiting life should also be preserved.
I'm not arguing that. This argument is not made to compare the value of different lives. It's only made to suggest that a zygote is a life. That's it.
Right.
That's it. That's all. So they can no longer say that life doesn't begin at conception. It scientifically, biologically, naturally does. It absolutely does. Now, if you want to talk about how the zygote is more important than the amoeba, let's have that conversation. Okay, fine.
Right.
But you can't say that a zygote isn't its own life. It is.
Okay, so here goes. Because there's 10 more comments on this. He says, as much as you care about an animal's life, I suppose, he is providing the definition of life after all, not humans specifically. And then someone commented after that, only if you completely ignore the human factor which is applied. And then someone clapped back and said, they aren't human. Wow. So are you still stupidity that comes from the left? Like, yes, they want to compare. Like, and I've seen this argument too with people who are out with their banners and they're not protesting, but they're out educating people on what life is, on pro-life. Like because the left, as you say, it's a war on redefining what words mean or what things actually mean. And so left always have this argument when it comes to the preliminary stages of the zygote or of the embryo or whatever you want to call it. They say if you look at the same stage of a dolphin, it looks exactly the same as a human. And I'm like, but it's not.
Yeah, but it's not. That's right.
Like,
The
it's not a human.
And if you want to look at it from the level of genetics, of a genetic or DNA level, it looks completely different. You're going to have different proteins doing different things, and I don't know all the language, but it's dinonucleic ribosomal acids, I think, is what DNA stands for. That's completely different for a dolphin than that is for a human being or the unfortunate duck-billed platypus or whatever. Yeah, so that's a stupid argument.